What's going on, everybody? Here we are, finally. The Rock. No, I'm kidding. Little WWE reference for you guys, but we're back. It is day number 60, and after a 3.5 week hiatus, we're back today. A little bit of a different setup, as you can see, but we're returning with, you already know, I bet you could have guessed it. We're coming back with legs today. So we're going to go in, we're going to hit legs, and it's going to be a hamstring or posterior chain emphasized leg day. And then we're going to move into the quads, of course, and hit some calves, some abs. We'll get after it. We'll get it together. Like I said, new setup. We're parsing everything out. There's a lot to catch you guys up on. I think the first thing I want to mention is I've started wearing nasal strips. And if you think back to Jerry Rice, used to always wear nasal strips. A lot of NASCAR guys, my favorite guy, Kyle Busch, wears a nasal strip when he drives. And it's basically a performance enhancer. If you think about it like a car, the more air that gets in the engine, the more efficiently the car is able to run, the faster it's able to be, and thus more races are able to be won. So with the nasal strip, I'm able to get more air flow into my system, more oxygen into my lungs. I'm able to go harder. It's really, I've only been wearing them for about 3 days now, and it's really been a game changer thus far. So that's the first thing. I don't even know if you can see it or tell, but it is excellent. I definitely recommend trying it. Next up is, over the last 3.5 weeks, I've had a lot of progress. None of it's been on film, but that's what you guys are here for today. We're going to be able to catch you up. You'll see my physique. You'll see what we're working with, what gym we're going to, and everything in between. So I've been contemplating a little bit on whether I should bring the videos back, whether there was a reason to do so, what is my intention in doing so. And the thing that made me come around the most to returning to filming my workouts was the fact that I didn't have a log of the workout. I couldn't go back and review my sets. And also I felt that my sets were maybe less intense. I was getting more volume in because I wasn't filming everything and I could go in and do different things here and there. But I wasn't going as intense without the camera on me. That was another thing. So I really wanted to be able to log, film the workout, have it in a historical presence, able to go back and review and see my progress over time. Really just keeping a database of my progress. That was number one. And then number two is the intensity I bring to the sets when I have my audience, you guys, loyal fan favorites, following me. So that's the story there. We're back. It's a Monday. Last time we did a video was a Thursday, and I think it was legs as well. So we're back. We've made tremendous progress. We've been really ramping up the diet, decreasing the calories, ramping up the workouts. The workouts have been insane, and everything is really trending on an upward trajectory, and we're feeling great about it. Weight is down to about 224. Lowest I've been was 221, but that was after a very low day. I filled back up to around 224, 225, and we're just going to keep whittling away. And I think the goal by day 100 is going to be a solid, rock solid 213. So keep an eye on that. But next up, some housekeeping, I guess, just to talk about where we're going to lift, where we're, obviously I have this new setup. We're going to play around with it a little bit. I might choose a different place to do these briefings and debriefings, but we'll see, because I do have to drive to the gym. So maybe I'll bring in the car talk. But honestly, my favorite part about my videos is the fact that we have this plan, mission statement. And then after we do the mission, we come back to the command center and talk about it. It's kind of like we're getting the plans together, we're getting organized, and then we go in and accomplish it. And it's a little bit different because we're not in the car, of course. So we'll see. We'll play around with it. No promises on anything like that. This isn't too bad. Lighting's just okay. But we're going to make do because that's what we do. As for the gyms, there's 2 possible gyms at my disposal for the time being while I'm here in Ohio. The first of which is a local gym. It's called Iron City Barbell. And I like to do back days there. So usually if I have a back day, it'll be done at that gym. Reason being, they have free weights, they have barbells, they have dumbbells that go up to 120 for my dumbbell one-arm rows. And I feel like free weights are the way that I get the most out of my back workouts. Now, the second option, and the one that we'll be going to today, is Planet Fitness. And, you know, my whole life, I never liked Planet Fitness. I actually had disdain for Planet Fitness, and I don't love it. I still don't love it. I would give it like a 5.2 out of 10, but they do have some good machines, and they have a leg press, but you can only put 5 plates on each side of the leg press. So it's kind of, it's still a little wonky to me. I don't love it, but that's the second option. It is a lot nicer than the local gym as far as the equipment and the machines able to be used. The local gym's more of a grungy, old school type bodybuilding gym, which I have my own love for. And I think an important part about being a bodybuilder is being able to be versatile and get a good workout in no matter the tools at your disposal. Because if you're a master craftsman, if you have any tools, you should be able to get the job done. And that's all about using novelty and craftiness in order to hit the muscle as intended. And you do that by developing the muscle memory over years of training, which of course that's been accomplished by me. And we're going to keep on doing that. So you'll get a little bit of an insight on how to use a different gym if you're at a new gym or you don't have the equipment that you used to have. Now you have some new equipment. Obviously no hack squat, which is really a bummer because that was my favorite leg builder. But now we're doing leg press, and with deep reps, you can still definitely build the quads. They do have a seated hamstring curl, which I like a lot. So you'll see, we'll go through this workout just to give you a debrief here for a second. It's going to be lying hamstring, seated hamstring, RDL, cable rope pull through, abduction, adduction, leg extension, leg press, calves, abs. So that's today. We're going to go balls to the wall as hard as possible every set. It's going to be amazing. And the gym's 30 minutes away, so we got a 30-minute drive. And I've been trying a new pre-workout. We got Evogen. It's like their Extreme or something. I have been using Power Potion by Spellbound Nutrition, Merlin's company. And I really love that. Love it a lot. And I will probably return to it after I'm done with this because it is stim-free. I like the fact that there's no stimulants in my pre-workout because they are vasoconstrictors. What you want when you're lifting is vasodilation to increase your pump. Anytime you have any stimulant, caffeine, you're going to get some constriction, and that is not optimal for the pump. I'm trying to optimize the pump. That's why I drink so much water in the lift, in between exercises, and that's what I want my pre-workout to do. But I've been following a lot of Derek Lunsford, Mr. O. I love everything that he's doing, his videos, and of course, he's an Evogen athlete, so I decided I was going to try their pre-workout as well as one of their fat burners, Liposide, and so far I like it. It's got a really good taste. It's kind of like the white flavored Gatorade, which I like a lot. It's this polar cherry or something like that. So we're going to drink this probably 15 minutes into the drive. We're going to get it together. I'll give you guys a little bit more on the post-show. But new chapter, day 60. We're moving forward. We're getting back into the zone. You guys will see the final shape, the final form. As you can see, not half bad. We're climbing the ladder, and how do you do that day by day? So we're going to get in there. First time ever filming at this Planet Fitness, but I have a pretty low profile tripod. Shouldn't be anything out of the ordinary. And we'll go in there, have everybody staring at us like they always do, like they always do, like they always will. We'll be the man in the arena. Want to be in the game. That's another thing. I want to be in the game. At least if I'm making videos, I'm at least in the game. And another WWE reference. It's all about the game, how you play it. So on that final note, we will see you in Planet Fitness. Can you believe it? All the purple and yellow, quite off-putting. The lunk alarm, I'm not a fan at all. It's antithetical to my approach, which is brutish force and intensity and savagery. I'm the war horse. And every time I go in the gym, it's a new battle. But for the time being, for now, for this little bit of the stretch, just a little bit of time, not a lot of time, just a little bit of time, I'm going to go to Planet Fitness. So enough of that. We'll see you in there.
All right, we're back and starting with line hamstring curls. I did one warm-up set to kind of gauge the distance I needed for the machine, but we're doing another warm-up set, 140, then we're going to go 185. Probably bust out 2-3 working sets there. So here's number one. Warm up. Yep, let's go up. All right, here we go. First working set. We got 185 on there. Hoping to get at least 8. 8's the goal, like always. 12 is bonus. Love to get 12. So we're going to go as hard as we can. Here we go. That's when. All right, so one thing that's worth mentioning since we've last had our acquaintance is my right hamstring has been kind of acting up. So did one top set at 185, and I felt it twinge just a little bit. So I'm going to go back down 140, and same intensity, but just a little less weight puts it at a little less risk. So here we go. All right, that was good. We'll do one more just like that and then do something else. All right, here we go. Last one here. We're doing 140 again. We're going to try to get 15 reps. It's really the goal. So do it without injuring or re-injuring or exacerbating the injury, whatever you want to call it. Still going to go hard and get it in. So here we go. All right. Let's do another hamstring. Come on. All right. Reasonable cookage. The oven is definitely on, but let's finish off the hamstrings with some seated variation. All right, so posterior chains performing well, feeling good about it. Next, we're on a seated hamstring curl, and I'm going to start here with 125, graduate up to 170, and then see how it feels. Really set by set here because you don't want to tweak anything. So here's number one. It's a warm-up. Should be pretty easy. Here we go. There we go. Let's go up. Okay, now we're up to 170. And one thing you want to remember when you go to different gyms and you're trying new equipment, a lot of machines are different. It's all relative to the tension that's placed on the muscles by the machine. So one place you could maximize the machines, Planet Fitness, another place you could do half the stack. So it all comes down to feeling the stack out, do a warm-up set, get in the groove. Once you're in the groove, then let it rip. So right now we're doing 170, and that's because, one, we've already cooked the hamstrings a little bit, and two, I don't want to further injure myself. So we're going to do this as hard as we can, and then see if we want to go up, play it by ear. But 12 is the goal. Whew. That's pretty good, but I'm gonna do one upset and then one down set to finish it off, and that'll be hamstrings. All right, so we increased the weight. We're at 200 now, and this is upset. We're gonna go as hard as we can. Try to get 8. Work on 12 for the bonus, and then we'll drop it down to 155. Finish off the hamstrings, and then do the next exercise. So here we go. All right, let's drop it, and that'll be it. Okay, here we go. We're at 155, and we're gonna go as many as possible here, and then hamstrings will be good. So here we go. Ah, ah, wah, ah, ah. Woo. All right, that was all we had. Here we go. Water, next exercise. All right, next up, rope cable pull through. We're hitting the glutes. And I have been doing 65 on this stack. Today we're doing 72 and a half. Going up, we're going to try to do 4 sets. So here's number 1. Okay, there we go. Now, abduction, adduction. All right, next up, adduction and abduction, of course, like always. Show you one. Doing a full stack here. And we'll get on with it. All right, that's 1. 3 more. All right, so did 4 adduction. Now I'm going to do 4 Abduction, same way, full stack. Show you one. I'll do the other ones on my own. Okay, next up we got leg extension. So time to hit the quads. We're gonna have one warm-up set, and then we're gonna go working sets, 260 full stack, and we'll see probably get 2 of those, and then a few down sets. So here we go. Number 1 warm-up. Here we go. Let's go up. Okay, here we go. First working set. And really the reason for the warm-up set, of course, the legs are a little bit warm from the rest of the exercises, but the quads specifically aren't warm yet. So we're priming them to connect with the mind in order to get the best pump and stimulation. So here we go, 260, full stack. Give it all we got. Plan is 8. I think I'm going to get 12, and then we'll see from there. But here we go, number 1, all we got. All right, at least one more like that. Here we are, ready for set 2. And just because the location changes, the principles don't. So because I did the posterior chain first, quads already pumped. Getting there at least. So 1, maybe 2 more sets because I did get quite a few reps. I got 15 plus. So we might add an extra working set here, keep the volume high. That's one thing that I've been working on very hard, is to keep my volume high, because what happens when your volume is high, you burn more calories, and you're burning those calories while you're working the muscle. It's like Darth Maul's double lightsaber in a good way. You can really dice up the enemy, which is being fat and losing muscle. Really dice it up. So here we go, second working set, full stack. Let's match it. We'll go. Shit. Okay, here we go. Third set with the full stack. After we get this completed, we'll go down to about 200 and do a few sets like that. So we can keep the volume high, like I said, but keep the intensity up. You want intensity and volume as much as possible, then play with the frequency. And the thing about frequency is you can play with it by implementing rest days, which actually do you more benefit than overtraining or going too hard, and thus your protein can't build the muscle as fast as it's being broken down. You lose more, and you still lose fat because you're losing calories, but it's harder to keep what you have. So all that being said, it's time to hit this, hit it hard. Last one with the stack. What do we got? All right, go down. All right, here we go. Loading up 200. One thing I want to remind you guys, in between sets, whether you're bulking or cutting, walk around. You want to be moving. You don't want to be the guy that sits down in between sets. Guy's not getting any better. We're in the business of improvement, even in the smallest ways possible. And by moving between the sets, get some extra steps in, help your cardio, and you recover while you're walking. Helps your cardio even more. It's active recovery. Anyways, here we go. 200. Probably going to do 3 sets of these. We'll play it by ear, but it's going to go just as hard. Get it revved up right now. Let's go. Wow. All right, 2 more just like that. Okay, so we're working on an exquisite quad pump. Feeling really good. And I'm limiting these down sets to 12. And the main emphasis or goal here is to pump the quad up even more. They're pumping sets. So 200, 12 reps. Do it again. Wow. All right, one more, just like that. Last quad extension, and quads are almost fully pumped. On the precipice of fully pumped. We do have leg press after this, so I love that. And just a mid-workout, pre-workout check. Honestly, a full scoop was a little much. Yesterday I did a half scoop. It wasn't quite what I needed. So I think I might go back to half scoop. What I would like would be half of this and then half of the Merlin, the power potion. I think that would be a pretty good combination. So I might have to re-up, mix them together. But anyways, here we go. 200 leg extensions. Let's build these quads. Here we go. All right, good there. Okay, so here we are, leg press. We're gonna warm up 1 set just to get the knees right. And then after we get that completed, we'll go up to 495 and do a few of those. So quads are pumped already. It's gonna feel great. Here's the warm up. There we go. Felt good. It's going up. All right, here we are, 495. One thing you want to make sure when you're doing leg press is you check. This is at the lowest setting. The restrictor and also the back of your chair is at the lowest setting. It's going to allow you to get the fullest range of motion, which is what we are after. So we're going to go ahead, 495. We're going to do a few sets of these, probably pyramiding up the reps because I can't add more weight. I need to add more reps, but we're also pretty fatigued. So we're going to play it by ear. The first one, we're going to stop at 12. Here we go. There we go. That's one. All right, number 2 here as far as working sets. And I'm going to stop it at 15. I'm going to go hard, stop it at 15. And then the last 2 sets, we'll unleash, do as many reps as possible, go until failure. So I guess 1 away because I want to be able to finish on the top. But anyway, here we go. Number 2, we're going for 15. There we go. Last 2, we'll unleash. Okay, here we go. This is the penultimate set, and we're going to max it out. Go as hard as we can. Goal is 20. Anything after 20 is a bonus. And after that, we'll rest for a little bit, and we'll do it again. So here we go. Come on. Ah! Wah! 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 Ooh. Ooh. All right, here we are. Last set, and took adequate rest period because last set was a bear, and that's the number to beat, 22. We got to get 23 no matter how many sets it takes. Gonna just go as hard as I can and get to 23, however possible. So worst thing you can do is think about it. Best thing you can do is do it. So let's go. Wah! Wah! 3 more, come on. Wah! That's it. Fuck. Okay, so went and got water, a little bit of rest, and I got 4 plates on here now, and I'm going to do that for calves. But just because I want 1 more set, we're going to go slow as possible. We're going to cap the reps at 12, no more than 12 reps. We're going to do full quad press, but this is just extra. This is bonus. So go as much as we want, as low as we want, but the cap is 12. Here we go. Ah. Ah. There we go. Good finisher. Let's do calves next. All right, here we go. Calves. We'll probably do about 6 sets of these at 4 or 5. And what I'm thinking about when doing these is on the down portion and the up portion, you're using different parts of the calf. There's this part, and then there's the underbelly. I want to focus on utilizing both of them. And the way that I do that is I'll get into the rep and I'll watch them work. If they're working, they're working. If they're not, they're not. And if you do that over time, you'll begin to create the mind-muscle connection where then you can add more weight and go faster, get in a rhythm, and really build up the calves. So anyway, here's one. All right, calves complete. Let's do some abs. Okay, we're on to abs, and I would say the best thing about Planet Fitness is their ab machines. I actually do enjoy their ab machines, even though I max the weight out. They do get a good connection with my abdominal muscles. So I'm not going to show you all the sets. I'll show you one here. I'm going to do 4 each way. Then I'm going to do 1 on the ab machine, which is a crunch. I'll show you the last set there. We'll cap it, and that'll be the day. So here we go. Here we go. 3 more like that. 1 more exercise. Okay, so this ab machine is actually my favorite maybe I've ever used. And it's so good, I have to be a little bit careful because I've gotten a full ab cramp from this machine before because the contraction is just that good. I can really feel the abdominals work, which is not the worst thing in the world. So this is the last set here, 4th set. I've been doing 15 reps the whole stack. And then I think I'm going to do 1 more abs, and you'll see the last set of that. So here's this one. There we go. Don't want to push this one too hard, but great work there. 1 more exercise. All right, so last exercise, and I'm only doing 2 sets of these, going up in weight, 20 pounds for the leg raises. I've already done 1 set. So this is the final set of the first workout back. First one filmed at this Planet Fitness, not too bad. So here we go. Going for 15. Ooh. There you have it. Leg day in the bag.
What's going on, guys? Here we are post-workout, and I think it just makes sense. Go ahead and do at least the post-workout in the car because I got all this time, you know? So why not talk about the workout that just took place? So Planet Fitness, what are my thoughts? I liked it. It was good for a leg day. It's just there's not enough weight on the leg press. That's one thing that is really hindering the ability to get the most out of it. So I did go hard. I did 22 reps and then 23 at 495. They were good, full, deep reps, maybe a little bit fast, but we got them done, accomplished. And it felt good. Hamstrings felt good. Both hamstring exercises went really well. There is a little bit of a twinge in my right hamstring. I am aware of that. And so I just have to alter the training just a little bit. But what that allows for is for me to up the volume, to have more volume. So I'm lowering the intensity. It's not the intensity of the workout, it's more the intensity of the set. I'm lowering that to increase the volume and thus burn more calories. I think I burned probably around 1,300 calories over 2.5 hours. So that was the story of today's workout. And you know, one thing about that, I watch all these pros, and obviously the big fad in today's bodybuilding community right now is lower sets, higher frequency. I think that that's one thing I've been seeing. At least some people think that that's the case. Obviously today I did a high amount of sets, and I think your training needs to change based on if you're in a bulk or a cut. But I see all of these pros, at least my favorite pros, namely Derek Lunsford, who I mentioned in the preamble, talking about the Evogen, and Jay Cutler. Those are two of my favorites, absolute favorites. They talk about how they built their base on voluminous, high volume training. You know, I was watching one of Derek's YouTube videos, and he said that he was doing 20 to 30 sets, maybe even 30 to 40 to build the muscle. And I think that if you can do it, do more volume. You know, you should maximize the lift. You shouldn't just maximize the sets in the lift, but you should maximize the lift as a whole. That's why I go for high intensity sets within the lift, but also you can back down, you can hit more volume, you can spend more time working on the muscle, creating that mind-muscle connection, not just moving the iron as fast as possible, but really dialing in the set. It improves your mind to muscle connection, which is king out of all of this. And it also allows you to increase the volume, which a lot of pros attribute to their success. So there's like two school of thoughts. You got the Yates and Menser school of thought that's more so smaller sets, and really like the frequency is a little bit wonky. But in my opinion, and thus far on my bodybuilding career, high volume, high intensity, and work around the frequency. As I said, inside the lift, getting more rest isn't a terrible thing. It's better for a bulk than it is maybe a cut, because you're not burning as many calories that day. But the more you can rest, the more you'll build muscle and actual tissue. And if you don't rest enough, you'll always be at a deficit, which is good for building muscle, but I don't think that a deficit in, you know, the synthesis of your protein becoming muscle. So I think it is worth taking some rest days in there. But anyways, that's how you modulate the frequency. I leave the frequency be. I hit it as much as I can. I listen to my body for the frequency. And the things that I keep high are the intensity and the volume. So that's what I'm trying to say there. That's a little riff about types of training. But it's important, no matter what you do, to maximize the workout. During the workout and throughout the workout and after the workout, you're going to want to feel taxed. You can't just say, oh, I went in, I got a pump, and now I feel good. You can't do that. It's not enough, in my opinion. You want to feel a little bit of tax. So that's the story there. Planet Fitness, probably about a 5.8 to a 6, because I know I can film there. It feels good to film there. And that is today. So appreciate you guys for watching. Tomorrow maybe a rest day. I'm feeling pretty good, and it's arms on the equation. Of course, you guys know whenever we go in to hit arms, we want to make sure we hit them as hard as possible. But I am thinking I'm going to go in and hit arms tomorrow, and then the next day we'll do a rest day, as I just talked about. You need them in there. So that's the story. Another thing, last thing I want to touch on, well, who knows? Maybe we'll go further off of this, but competition. Who is your true competition? And deep down at the finest layer of things, the absolute concrete rock, it's you against you. It's you versus yourself. That is the number one battle that everybody goes through, you versus yourself. But that being said, it is only natural to compare yourself to others, whether it's who you see in the gym, people on Instagram, TikTok, but most of the time we overinflate our egos to try to look like those on Instagram and TikTok and social media. And what we forget is those photos are edited, both in the angle, the filter applied. There's a lot of camera tricks that can make you look bigger than you actually are in person. So the true thing that I'm really talking about here is the competition within your own gym. So the guys you see working out, getting after it, or maybe they're not getting after as much. You want to be bigger and better than them. It's just a natural inclination. But I think maybe we should look at it from a different perspective and think about who your true competition is. Is it the people that are in your gym, your local gym, working out beside you, trying to get bigger, trying to get better? They're on the same grind that you're on. They're trying to improve themselves and be a, monster, a beast. I don't think that they should be the competition, as we get a little bit of KA alert there. I don't think that they should be the competition. I think they should be the collaboration. Those should be the characters that you build with, because they're in your network. They're close to you. You should want them to get better. You should want them to be as big as possible. And I know that the natural inclination is for that to be competition. But at the end of the day, the competition is you versus you. And then you from, these people that are on Instagram, that are out there making content that you don't know yet, that you want to be better than, that you want to be bigger than. Those should be who you look to compete against. The guys within your own gym are kind of in your community, and you want to, build with them. Now, if they do something to slight you, and a lot of times the reason why they do this is because they're in that competitive mindset. They're trying to, really push the table, push the envelope, and compete against you and be bigger than you. So if they do some fuck shit, there's no reason you have to be nice to them. But I think you should always lead with a positive footstep towards them and, ask them about their form or how they like to hit this certain lift, whatever. But if you're a big dog, you're a monster, you're in there, and you are the man, you don't really have to act like the man, because you just are the man. And in turn, by being the man, you do act like you're the man, and everything that comes with that. So remember, it's you versus you. At the end of the day, fuck everything else. Fuck anybody you see on Instagram. Like I said, it's all fake. Fuck it all. It's you versus you. Are you better than you were yesterday? Did you do something today that made you better than you were yesterday? And if you do that for enough days in a row, enough days over the aggregate, then you'll move in the right direction. And the more that you do it, the more that you're able to accomplish the simple task of, did I do something that made me better today? The more the meter will shift towards success. When finally your time will come and all the work and preparation that you put in, the opportunity will be there and you'll take it and you'll win, be successful. It'll be great. So that's today. Try to give you guys a little insight post lift. We're in a car, beautiful surroundings. It's, I do appreciate being back in Ohio. It is quite a beautiful place. Quite a gorgeous ambiance. Right now it's approaching spring and none of the trees have really bloomed yet. But the weather is warmer. It's like 66 today. It feels spectacular. When the trees start to bloom, that's when it's really going to take off. But even without that, it's still gorgeous, spectacular, beautiful day. The clouds, the air is just different. It's crisper, and that's not an ode to, you know, obviously the genetic editing, whatever you want to call it, that they have going on. That is more an allusion to the air. Because in Houston, the interesting thing was I would sweat a lot more. I would, you know, you kind of get out of breath a little bit easier. It's just a heavier atmosphere. Here, the humidity is so low that my knuckles have been dry. I put on Carmex every night. My knuckles have been super dry. They're like flaking. I'm peeling on my knuckles. That has never, I'm ashy. I've never even had that in my entire life. And it's happening because of the change in climate and how my body is acclimating. So it's good, it's bad. But at the end of the day, it's all about what you make of it and your perspective on it. I think it is amazing. I like the crisp air. I like the lack of humidity. And I like the beautiful sky. The sky is the number one thing that I love, especially at night. There's no light pollution. It is just brilliant. It's like a painting in high definition. It's real life. And you don't get it anywhere unless you're not in a big city. So that's a little bit of a silver lining there, something we can talk about that's actually quite amazing. And that is back in Ohio. So that is the move for the time being. While we continue to work on the cut, we are ramping it up. We're doing amazing. Everything is going so well. And tomorrow, arms. And it is going to be amazing. We're going to hit it as hard as possible. And then we'll take a rest day. But I do want to get in there tomorrow and hit arms. I'm excited for that. I want to get another video out back to back. Jordan 96, 97. Lethal Weapon. You know how it goes. But that's the story. We'll see you tomorrow. It's going to be arms.